friends, and welcome to Craft with Us. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Brittany and I'm the head of children's here at the Winchester Public Library, but most everyone just calls me Miss B. Not because we're formal in any way, just because it's easier to say. All right, my friends, so for those of you who picked up our craft bag today, you know we are making a kitty cat pencil holder. So I'll walk you through how to do all of the steps, and for those of you who didn't make it over to grab our craft bag today, that's okay, not a big deal. I'll tell you how to grab stuff from around the house, and you can do the craft with what you've got. All right, so first and foremost, if you have a template, start cutting it out, okay? So you wanna have all of your pieces cut out of your template. And if you don't have a template, these are what we want to have: a kitty head, one kitty foot that you can trace twice, goes like this, and a kitty tail. So, and there's lots of different things. If you have pipe cleaner and you want to use a pipe cleaner for a kitty tail, that's fine. If you have cotton balls and you want to use cotton balls for kitty feet, you can do that too. It's totally up to you if you didn't grab our craft bag, whatever you've got from around the house. But what you need is, after you have your template or you create your template, we have 4 craft tubes, construction paper. I've already used one. You should have 4 different colors, a mix of kitty colors in your bag. A glue stick. We're going to be using this one a lot. Some googly eyes. I have 2. I'm just going to grab one. You should each have 2 in your bag. A pink or reddish crayon, a black marker, and a clothespin. This is not vital, but it's very helpful. It helps you pinch your just glued items closed so it stays on and it holds faster. So it's just a helpful tool, but not anything that you absolutely have to use. All right, so good job working on your template, and you can always freehand friends at home who didn't grab our craft bag. But this one is probably the most complicated one. You know, a circle with 2 triangles at the top for a kitty head, and then a tail and 1 foot that you can trace multiple times. Okay, so once you've cut out your template, we want to start covering our rolls with construction paper. These are going to be, if you can picture, we're going to line them up and they're going to be kitty legs. Okay, and then our pencils and stuff, we're going to put our kitty head and our tail here and our feet on the front. Okay, so that's kind of if you have the visual of how we're going to go. So I've started to cover, and it's up to you. Again, this is your kitty cat, so you do what you want to do. You can have all of the legs the same color, you can have your whole kitty the same color, or you can throw in some different colors. It's totally up to you. I'm going to do 2 whitish gray legs and 2 black legs, and that's what I'm going to do. All right, so there's lots of ways to do this, to wrap a toilet tube. This, you know, you can grab your paper towel roll and cut it in half, any toilet paper tubes, whatever works for you. If you have wrapping paper that you're almost done with, you can pull out the center and chop up these, and so you have multiple. So however you can find yourself a toilet paper tube, go right ahead. So it's up to you if you want to just freehand it, or if you want to do a little roll and maybe make a little pencil tick, because you will need some scissors and a pencil. If you want to trace, I always recommend tracing. Okay? So that's what I would do. So I've made a little mark, and I'm gonna cut it. And then once I get it glued onto my towel tube, my crafty tube, you can always trim it later. Okay? So here's where the glue. Lots of glue, my friends. For those of you out there who love to glue, this is your craft. All right, so we're gonna smear the glue. I've already glued myself to myself. Here we go. All right, so we're gonna put the glue, and then put your towel tube right on top, and then maybe smear a little bit on your tube, your crafty tube, and then we're gonna roll. So grab from the bottom and roll, 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 roll till you get to the very end, and then seal it up with some more glue. See, I told you, lots of glue today, friends. And then we fold it over like so. Okay? If it doesn't line up perfectly, you can always cut another piece. It's all right. Oof, It's a good thing I have a backup glue stick today. I've already used all of my glue. And this is where your clothespin might be helpful to pinch everything closed. Okay? So I would then trim around the top like this, and you can always even it out later. And get your glue. There we go. And again, if it's not perfect, that's okay. And so that I can have mine done fast for you so you can see the finished product. See, look, this is how you do your clothespin to get everything to stick. Oh, come on, stick for me, friend. Just like that. Okay, and now we're hoping that it holds. So while that's working, I'll try not to glue myself to myself. And this other piece should, if I did it right, ha-ha, should work. Then you have a little left over. Okay? Trim, trim, trim. I'm going to pull out my backup glue stick. This one I already used up. Good thing I have a second one. Okay. Ooh, it's a fresh one, friends. Okay, so same thing. More glue. And it's always better to have a bigger piece of paper than a littler one because you can always cut it off, but it's hard to add paper. Okay? So do some more glue. And we roll, roll, roll until we get to the edge here. Wah! That. Okay. And again, if it's a little uneven, that's okay. You can always trim it. So just come down the center. Kiddos, if you want to give it a try, give it a try. Your grown-up can always help you neaten it up later if you want to neaten it up. This is really excellent hand-eye coordination, fine motor skills, as we're trying to even everything out. And it does not have to be perfect, okay? There, okay. There we go. Let me get some of my scraps out of the way here. Okay. So let's see, did this one glue? It did. There we go. So I've got my 4 right there. Those are my kitty legs. See? Just like that. Okay, I'm gonna set them aside. Put my clothespins aside in case one of them starts to unravel. And now we're going to take your construction paper and make whiskers for your kitty. You want to use any color you want. I'm going to use some black. I'm going to pick up my scissors again, and I'm going to cut one little strip and cut some whiskers. And then you want to make sure that you trace the rest of your template. I kind of skipped a step because I wanted to show you how to glue the tubes and let them dry. And then we'll go back up to step 1. And we'll finish tracing. And again, if you've ever seen the kitty whiskers, they're kind of wobbly all over the place, so they don't have to be perfect, okay? So there we go, just like that. You cut them, one. There we go. All right, set them aside. These are your kitty whiskers. See? Don't have to be perfect, but those are your kitty whiskers, okay? So now we're gonna go back up to step 1, now that we've let our towel tubes dry, our crafty tubes, and we're gonna trace our pieces, okay? So I've already done my 2 feet and my tail in black. So I'm gonna have a gray kitty head. But you do what you wanna do. Oh, my light went off. Let's see if it'll go back on. I'm just gonna roll around, take a little amusement park ride. There we go. Back on. Okay. And again, if you don't have a template, is basically just a circle with 2 triangles poking out the top. And then with your scissors, if you really want to, you can round off your triangles. But I've seen plenty of kitties with very pointy ears, so it's totally up to you. Okay? All right. Here we go. Again, practice your cutting, my friends. When we go back to school, we're going to be using our scissors in our classrooms, whether you're in preschool or in 5th grade. So make sure to keep those skills nice and sharp. Okay, there we go. Kitty head. All right. So now what we want to do is you want to grab your googly eyes. Basically, we're going to make our kitty face. Okay? Wow, I'm throwing my whiskers everywhere because I've got some glue on my fingers. And that's okay. So, take your googly eyes, put a little glue on them, and glue them down. 1. Whoop. And they might glue you. Again, you might glue yourself to yourself, and that's okay. We wash our hands afterwards, right, friends? All right. So then you want to draw, color in maybe your kitty's ears. The tips of your ears are pink, like that. I'll show you what I'm doing after this one, and then I'll go back to it. There we go. So there's my kitty so far. Okay. And now I'm going to do a nose. It's kind of like a heart. Like a kitty nose, kind of like a heart. Like that, and then color it in. It doesn't have to be perfect. Few noses are perfectly symmetrical. All right, and then we'll glue on our whiskers in a minute, but we want to do our kitty mouth. Like that. Okay, so that's where we are so far. And now we glue on our whiskers. Cap that marker, put it down because it's permanent. All right, and then we get our glue. And you want to have 3 whiskers, you want to have 2. It's up to you if you want to spread them out like this, 1, 2, 3, or if you want to kind of make a V and then have the bottom spread out. So let's see if I can show you before I glue down. So you can just do 1, 2, 3, straight up and down like this. You can see like that. Or you can kind of bring them together in a V at the bottom, like that. And then you can always trim your whiskers kind of like that. All right, so that's what I'm gonna try to do. Although again, I've glued myself to myself many times here, friends, so my whiskers aren't sticking very well. So kind of right in the middle of your kitty's cheeks. But again, you do you, whatever makes you happy. And then kind of glue them together at the point, and then we can trim them because some of your whiskers might be a little longer than others, and that's okay. You can trim them if you want. Go just like that, and then we'll do another dot of glue like that, and then we'll do one in the middle right there, and then one like that right there. Oop, might need some more glue on that one. I promise you, my friends, my glue fanatics, lots of gluing on this one. All right. Okay. And try not to touch it as it dries, and then, oops, I spread that out a little too far. There we go. Bring those a little closer together. There we go. And then just do a little snip, snip, snip. There we go. Kitty whiskers. All right. And if you want to draw some polka dots on your kitty, you can grab that marker again. Maybe your kitty has some spots on their head. Maybe they've got a little black mark, a little black triangle. Maybe they've got some more stripes. There we go. Make your kitty your own. That's my kitty face. But you do what you want to do. Hi friends, thanks for joining me. All right, so now we want to glue on our feet and our tail. Okay, so again, it's up to you how you want to do it. Every other, maybe, like that. There we go. And then if you want to, you can take some paper and glue it at the bottom to keep your pencils from coming through the bottom. If you want to do that, that's one of the steps in the instruction. Cut out some circles of the leftover paper and make covers for the bottoms there so your pens don't go through. If you want to do that, you definitely can. Okay? All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to take, let's see if I can do this so that you can see it. Take your tail and glue it on the very back. And like this. There's our kitty tail. Right there. There's our kitty tail right there like that. And then you probably want to take the back one again and put your back foot on your kitty. Remember, I mean, it's up to you again how you do your kitty, but his feet should be pointing towards his head like that. There's one kitty foot. And then grab this one, more glue. All right, we're almost there, my friends. It's looking like a kitty. There's your foot there, okay? So you can see there's our kitty body right there. And then we're gonna put our head on right here. All right? So you pick up your first one. And this is why if you're gonna glue them all together, do that last. Or what you can do also is you can just, instead of making circles, you can grab one long sheet of paper and you don't have to cut circles. You can just cut a strip and glue them all down on the bottom of the strip. So it's kind of all like flat on a base. You can do that too. Okay, now that I've done that, I've let my glue dry. So now I need to go back and put more glue on. Okay. And there is my kitty head. Right there. What do you think, friends? Kitty pencil holder. How cute is that? Let's see if it works. It works! Look at that! All right. Okay. Take my marker out and I'm going to hold it up one more time for all my friends to see. There we go, right there with our kitty pencil holder. Great job, friends. All right. Thank you so much for joining me this afternoon on Craft with Us. I will be back next week with another fun and fabulous craft. My friends, we have 2 more weeks of Craft with Us and then we're all done because we go back to school. Okay? So 2 more weeks of Craft with Us and then we're all done, but stay tuned for some new and fabulous children's events. And we're hoping that this fall we unveil our fabulous new children's room. So lots of good stuff coming from the children's room. And if you have any questions, feel free to send a message right here on Instagram or just come on into the library Monday through Saturday, 9:30 to 5:30. And you can find us upstairs in the large meeting room in our temporary space until we move back down into the children's room. All right, and craft bags for the next 2 weeks, they will go out at 9 o'clock on the big blue cart right by the parking lot entrance. And there's about 60 kits and they're first come, first served. All right, my friends. So one more time, great job making your kitty pencil holders. And as always, my friends, we say, be safe, be kind, definitely wash your hands, and wear your mask. I'll see you next week. Thanks for joining me. Bye-bye.